Hey, it's Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show. A good friend of mine, Josh, he has a show called Our Trio, O-U-R-T-R-I-O, where he discusses 3 issues on each one of his videos. You can find him on Instagram or you can find him on YouTube. Well, he asked me to elaborate on, in my opinion, on what a Biden-Harris administration would mean to the African-American people. My first reaction was to say, man, this is a no-brainer. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to explain it. And then I realized, I'm like, that's not the right way to go, Kenny. You know, that's why the Lord God allowed you to get this gray hair. That's why you're an OG at a time when when you were a young man, you didn't even think you'd make it to 20, So here I am. I'm here for a reason. And I guess that is to do what I'm doing. So I'm going to answer my young Prince friend, Josh at Our Trio with my opinion. I realized that the question was genuine because some of you come from a timeline where you don't know exactly who Joe Biden is. You are being told what you're supposed to think about him, but you haven't been told about him. Case in point, all of the media refused to promote the truth about Joe Biden's shenanigans with his son. There was a time when President Trump had made a phone call to the Ukraine. And if you all remember, that's when Nasty Pelosi and all of the Democrat Party went bonkers. They had to get special pins made, to impeach the president. The president of the United States is impeached and all this stuff. Come to find out that Trump was absolutely dead on, spot on right about the investigation that he was requesting because something was wrong in the Ukraine. Something went down that would tarnish the integrity and the imprimatur of the United States of America. The second most powerful man in America, conversely, the second most powerful man in the world, was extorting the Ukraine. When he was the vice president of Obama, they didn't do anything for the Ukraine. The Ukraine was getting jacked up by Russia, by Vladimir Putin. We ought to just call him Prince Vlad and get it over with. But they were getting jacked up by Putin. And Obama didn't do anything. Human suffering, ladies and gentlemen, human suffering. And Obama didn't do anything. That means Biden didn't do anything. But now under the coat of the Trump administration, who was trying to get things right, trying to put us back on the path of honor and integrity, he asked for an investigation. He got summarily impeached by the Democrat Party for it. And now we have computers that show that Hunter Biden is a grifter, that Hunter Biden was on the take, that Hunter Biden was taking some of that money and splitting it up. It's like 5 the hard way, daddy gets some, you get some. They asked Biden point blank if he had ever met with anybody from Burisma, which is the company his son was, grifting the money from. And Biden looked into the camera just like Bill Clinton did when it came to Monica Lewinsky. Biden looked into the camera and said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But see, you young people don't realize because Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, 5, 7, and 11, and especially CNN, didn't tell you. They didn't share information with you so you'd be a well-informed populace. Because see, in order to exercise your vote properly in the United States of America, you need to be a well-informed population. That information is being denied to you young people. You're being given what they want you to see. You can't even look at a person's opinion. Now, you fact check this yourself. Ooh, fact check. You fact check this yourself. You can't even go on to any of those platforms and look at anybody else's political opinion without them bogarting. That's under dispute. They're not really saying that's true yet. No, that might not be right. Who the hell are they to be doing that? That'd be like you having a one-on-one conversation with Josh and myself, and some punk comes up out of the blue. No, what you guys are talking about, that's not really right. Oh, we can't have opinions no more? That's the first thing you losing under Biden. Because see, back in my day, you could sit in a barber's chair and talk about all kind of stuff. You could be in a line at a grocery store and talk about all kind of stuff. Now try it. And here come your fact checkers. Here comes one of those, what I call wannabe James Bond villains, whether it's Zuckerberg, or any of the rest of them, and they're trying to tell you, oh, well, that's not necessarily true. Get your nerdy out my face, punk. Y'all getting handled. And it's happening with the hope that Biden will become president. Because see, he's duplicitous with China. Sadly, whether it was by agreement or just that, sometimes it's like on a basketball court. You know how when two players are running down the court and they're pushing the ball down, they're moving the ball down? If you got the finesse and you got the skills, you can do like my cousin Vincent used to do. We used to call him Hondo on the street courts because the man was good. He could throw you a pass. We call it the no-look pass. He wouldn't even be looking at you. That way the guy that's getting his ankles broke, he's still looking at him, and the ball just went woof. And you know what to do with it. You better, when you're on the court with Hondo, you better be looking for that ball no matter what. He get mad at you if you miss the pass. He's like, you're supposed to be looking for the ball, man. Well, that's Biden and China and the coronavirus. Did he have to communicate with them to use this to his greatest advantage? No. It was right on time. Hey, we gotta get you guys locked down for a little bit because we don't want the hospitals to get overrun. So in March of 2020, they told us, just hunker down for a little bit so we can get this under control. It's only gonna be 15 days. And in the last 120 days, we've gone through riots, statues being torn down, and Biden not saying a word. We've gone through people being shot in the head for wearing Trump hats. And Biden never offered his condolences. Like he wanted to do when he tried to claim that Trump was saying that there were very fine people on both sides. Well, Biden, who were your fine people when the young man had to fight for his life to get away from a cat that was packing a Glock 19 in his right hand and got his arm blown off? So yeah, Josh, I'm breaking it down, Southside Unicorn style. I'm gonna try to keep it brief. I remember a Biden you guys may not even know about. You may not have even been on this planet when Biden was doing some of the most horrific stuff that he was doing. We have a Supreme Court justice in office now that suffered the most gross racism you ever want to see.
Please come to order. Judge, it's a tough day and tough night for you, I know. Let me ask, do you have anything you'd like to say before we begin?
And I think more important point, I think that this today is a travesty. I think that it is disgusting. I think that this hearing should never occur in America. This is a case in which this sleaze, this dirt, was searched for by staffers of members of this committee, was then leaked to the media, and this committee and this body validated it and displayed it at prime time over our entire nation. How would any member on this committee, any person in this room, or any person in this country would like sleaze said about him or her in this fashion, or this dirt dredged up, and this gossip and these lies displayed in this manner? How would any person like it? The Supreme Court is not worth it. No job is worth it. I'm not here for that. I'm here for my name, my family, my life, and my integrity. I think something is dreadfully wrong with this country when any person in this free country would be subjected to this. This is a circus. It's a national disgrace. And from my standpoint, as a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you.
See, a racist doesn't have to necessarily wear a white sheet. A racist doesn't necessarily have to have what you consider, or what some consider, the Confederate flag waving or some tobacco in his jaw. That ain't necessarily a racist. I know some people with some tobacco in their jaw. Even got the Confederate flag, and I tell you what, they're not racist, man. But here we are discussing Biden with his nice press suit and his, I let the kids climb on me, you know, they remind me of cockroaches. Yeah, that corn pop was a bad dude. They gonna put y'all back in chains. And you can't see the racism in this man. You can't see that he called any black man with a spark of intelligence in his eye. He called us predators. I heard it with my own ears on the day he spoke it. And being Kenny White, being the person that I am, I stomped around that day saying, I'm a human being, damn it. I'm a human being, damn it. Now, people used to think I was talking to myself, you know. I was speaking to the spirits. I was speaking to the Holy Spirit when that man punched me in my heart on that day and called me a predator. One of the greatest things that I hold on to in this world is nobody can take my humanity from me. But Biden has done it time and time again. He said he didn't want his children being bused with black children. So he was against the busing rules that would give us a better shot at a better education. He created legislation that if a brother was selling rock, if he was cooking up the rock, you know what I'm saying, which is what? A drop of cocaine and the rest is all baking soda, water, and some other stuff. But you know, I digress. While white boys with big old vials of cocaine laying it out on the table, snorting it up with $100 bills, they were just fine. They go to court with their mama and daddy. Next thing you know, they get rehab. But not the black man, not the black woman. Biden was grinding us up. And speaking of grinding us up, let's get into the other part of that real quick. Kamala Harris was the Attorney General here in California. And a black man was on trial for his life. They were going to throw him in there, lock it up, and swallow the key in front of him. Had ye old royal key swallower. Hey, come over here, because when we put this fool in, we want him to see you swallowing the key. He ain't never getting out. But there was evidence that would prove that he should be let out. There was evidence that proved that he should be a free man. Kamala Harris knew it. Kamala Harris had it. It took a court order. I mean, that's like prying your hands off somebody's neck. You know, when you want to kill somebody because you hate them, they had to pry her hands off that brother's neck. Harris, give us the evidence that we know you have that would free this man. Well, the evidence was given up, and he's free to this very day. Now see Kamala Harris. Yeah, she slept with the former mayor. You know, and got herself some advancement, which to me, knowing all the professional, strong, intelligent women that I know, because see, I'm a sapiophile. I love strong, intelligent women. Kind of sexy. That's not Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris hates black men. She hates them so much that she knew she could use her sexuality against Willie and his willy and get ahead. That's how little she thought of him. You ever seen her try to sleep with a white man to get ahead? Think about it. So yeah, Josh, there's more, that I could go on to, but we're almost out of time because I want to keep it brief. The man was in office for 47 years, Josh. 47 years. That's almost as long as I've been alive. Nothing changed under him, Josh. Everything that you see, minus a Trump administration, is still the product of the Biden types. Black people always try to complain that that they don't get ahead, that they don't get respected and all of that. Well, I want you to think about this as I close this video out. Biden never campaigned. He stayed in his basement. Biden never reached out to anybody. His rallies were like 30 people max. And yet black people went out in great droves to vote for him. Well, look, if I had it that good with a group of people where I didn't really have to do nothing for them, and they were breaking over, they were bending over backwards to just give me their vote, I ain't gonna respect them either. So Josh, all we've done is we've gone back around the block one more time. When you see injustice, when you see something's totally wrong, you don't say, I would rather vote for you than this man, because the true metrics of that would be, what has Trump really done other than try to help? So to answer your question, Josh, a Biden-Harris administration is the end of America. And I'm not being melodramatic when I say that. It is the rejection of a forward trajectory for the African-American people. I would like to see us go straight forward, straight up, Excelsior, Excelsior on. But we're going around in circles. You got me going in circles. It's a song from back in my day. I always like to slip a little music in there, right? So yeah, Josh, hopefully we can do a show together pretty soon. I hope this answers some of your questions. If you have any more questions, just go ahead and send them to me and I'll work it out on my show or on your show. This is Ken White, host of the Southside Unicorn Show, and I am out.